Well, hello, my fellow gamers. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. I am super excited that we are doing this live stream today. I have started over my island. We are now on my new island, my spooky island called Salem, and I'm excited to share this journey with you guys. Sounds. The sound is a little MA though. Okay, let's see what we can do. Is that a little better for sound? You'd think we'd have this figured out. Especially since the last two streams we've had have been pretty successful. Let's see. I'm gonna turn the sound down just a little bit for my mic. How is that for everyone? Yeah, I had an update recently with my system. Super clear, but something is buzzing in the background. That is super weird. Give me a second. Is that any better at all? Huh. Interesting. I don't know what's going on with the buzzing or anything like that, but anyway, guys, so we are working on Salem this time around. This is going to be my spooky island, getting ready for the autumn and Halloween season. I am super excited for this island because it's going to be kind of a split island. It's going to have a kind of like a town in there, but then also it's going to have woods, carnival, things like that. So like in outskirts of the town, there's going to be more of a developed area and then an underdeveloped area. So I'm super excited for this. I can't wait for you guys to go on this journey with me. I started working on it already because I was trying to experiment with the colors and the items that I wanted to use for this island. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I didn't necessarily want to copy what I've seen other people do. I wanted to do kind of my own take on it, but I still wanted it to be very town feeling, very developed in town anyway, versus the outside of town being more of a rural countryside type feel. So I'll show you guys kind of what I've been working on, but it pretty much worked on the entrance, worked on the route up to residential services, but wanted to save some of the actual building builds for you guys with these live streams. So let's go ahead and check it all out. Before we do that, actually, so this is the flag that I chose for my island. I'm not 100% sold on it. Don't get me wrong though, I love this flag. I think it is a beautiful flag and I love using it. I just don't know if it necessarily gives the vibe that I really want. So if you guys have any flag suggestions, feel free to send me a message in Instagram or share it with me in the comments of this live stream. I would definitely love to see what you guys suggest for a flag. I'm not necessarily thinking over the top spooky. I mean, this island is, I'm trying to think of like Salem, witch trials, things like that. And so with that being said, if you guys have any suggestions for a flag, I would love to see what you guys suggest. So let's see, we have Peppy, we have Matilda, let's see, Golden is on. Donna, oh my goodness, so many people. This is awesome. Thank you everyone for joining me on this live stream this morning. I am super excited that you guys are here. This is going to be so much fun. I hope you guys pull so much inspiration from this. this is going to be a little bit of a challenge for me because I am very much into nature core. I am very much into, making things feel natural and flowy. But part of this island is going to be in town. So I'm bringing that upscale town feel into this. So this is going to be interesting. So there's going to be a lot of trial and error for me on this, as town core, city core is not a strength of mine, but I'm hoping that I can definitely improve on those skills with this build. So let's go ahead and start exploring what I've already done. So this is what, yes, thank you so much, Matilda, for reminding everybody. Make sure that you are already liking this stream if you are enjoying the content and things. And if you haven't already, subscribe. I would definitely love you guys to follow me on YouTube here, and if you want to follow me on Instagram as well, it's the same tag name, Creative Katesy. Feel free to join me on there as well. But this is my entrance to my island, very much Halloween-y. For the town portion of this island, I'm kind of going with more of a classic spooky, if that makes any sense. Like, it's not necessarily supposed to be scary, but it's supposed to be decorated for Halloween, as if a town decided we're gonna embrace Halloween a little bit, but not necessarily from the spooky or the scary side of it, more of the traditional side of Halloween. So that's kind of what I'm going with this build. But this is the entrance, just a very simple entrance. You come in, you have some pumpkins, you have the arch, you have all this stuff in here, and then one of the things that I'm going to be working on today is this build right here. This is actually going to be a cafe. So it's like you immediately come from the airport and you're greeted with a cafe, and so that way you can get some coffee or whatever you need from your long journey to Salem. Off to the side here is residential services. This is kind of the main square for the town. Originally I had a fountain here, but I decided to switch it up with this pumpkin. Still feel like it's missing some things though. I haven't really decided exactly what I want to do with this yet, but if you guys have suggestions on what I should decorate in here, feel free to share those ideas with me. So yeah. And then this is just an entrance down to the beach. Right now the beach is just hosting all of my my buildings and villager homes right now. Eventually right here is going to be where the sheriff's department is. Yes, there is going to be a sheriff on this island. So he's going to be stationed right here. I wanted him to be very close to residential services and to the airport. I didn't necessarily want him to be very far away, so that way if people needed to get to him, he can definitely have that easy access. And then the beach will kind of be cut off a little bit until you get further up along the beach, just because of how the build is kind of going right now. I don't necessarily want to have 100% access, like you can go on and off the beach whenever you want to. But there will be access points for you to be able to get there. So the next access point that you're going to have for the beach is this little build right here. So I'm kind of thinking for this little build, this is going to be a witch. She has her own little pumpkin patch right here, and then she owns a herb shop. So you come in, you get natural herbs, you get, if you want to get a palm reading or tarot card reading, this is where you would come to do that. And she's kind of sticking out her guns. She doesn't necessarily want to have her home or her property developed. So she's kind of keeping with more of the natural side of things. And I'm going to put in here a pergola just to kind of give it that more natural feeling. Maybe I'll put a tree in here or something like that. Haven't fully decided yet what I'm going to do. I do have this this top code that I'm not sure if I'm going to replace it yet. I really do like it. I think it's a great code. I'm just not sure if this is what I want to go with yet. So that's kind of my thought process with this one, that I would use this broken up path in the lesser developed areas of this island. And I'm kind of torn between using this code or using a kind of darker version of the path. I haven't fully decided yet, so it's kind of still all up in the air. There won't be access to the beach there. You'll be able to see it, but I'm going to put some trees and stuff like that right in here, so that way it's kind of feels a little secluded. And then there will be another access point somewhere up here as we get the island more developed. So I'm going to kind of come back around and kind of show you guys everything. Well, hello, Rosie. Show everything from a different perspective. I put the pipe down because of the fact that earlier I didn't realize that my cliffs had been overgrown with flowers. And so I have been portaling back and forth between my cliffs and Nook's Cranny to sell these flowers. That's what happens when you do the beauty ordinance. And I did that mostly because of the fact that I wanted my hybrids to be watered every single day if I forget to do that. So that's what my thought process was. And then they just go off and water everything else. So it's like, thanks, guys. But yeah, great inspiration for resident centered, but also, yes. So that was a trick for me. I didn't want to necessarily have residential services like right on top of the airport, but I wanted it fairly close because this is supposed to be a developed town. This is supposed to be something that visitors come check it out. It's supposed to be kind of a touristy town as well, so that way people come, they want to check it out, see all these cool shops, whatever is going to be in here, it's going to be there. So skeleton code is awesome. Yes. There will be a graveyard. Don't worry, guys. And that's where I plan on using that one. Rosie singing, how sweet. Yes, she is a sweetheart. I love her. I wish she could work on my island, but she's too bubbly. She's too, what's the word that I'm looking for? She's too bright. Of like the colors and stuff like that I'm going for. I'm looking for a lot darker characters. Right now, well, here, I'll show you who I have right now because I had these amiibos already. But Kiki is going to be a resident on this island, so is Cherry and Lucky. I'm not sure about Cobb yet. I'm kind of on the fence of him. But that kind of gives you an idea of the type of villagers that I'm looking for. The darker ones, the spookier ones. So as I get the amiibos for these villagers, they will be imported in as we're going. So just to kind of give you an idea of the vibe that I'm going for. And each of these characters is going to have a role, so just letting you know that as well. So love it when the villagers sing. I know, that's so cute, especially when you get them in residential services and they are singing together. I think that is just super adorable. So off to this other side, Matilda is going to be ecstatic. This is going to be my post office, this area right here. I don't know yet if it's going to be a build that you can walk into yet. It's not going to have a house or anything like that. It's just going to be a building build. And I'm kind of going back and forth on whether I'll have enough room to be able to interact with it or walk into it. Love Lucky, and him with Cherry is so cute. Yes, I love those two characters so much. I think they're super adorable. I love them. I've loved them since the beginning. They were probably my top 2 favorite villagers since starting playing. But yes, there will be a post office here. Again, not sure if it's going to be an interactive one or not. Still up on the air in that. And then right next to it is actually going to be a laundromat. Kind of looking at this idea of it being interactive. Again, I'm not sure if this is going to be connected to a villager home or not, or if it's going to be, I definitely want it interactive though. I want to be able to walk in there and experience it. So that's kind of why I'm leaning maybe a little bit towards it being a character home. So you could walk in and then experience that a little bit. Plus then if you use it as a villager home, the advantage is that I could use a flooring instead of having to find a code to put down instead. So that's kind of where I'm going back and forth on that one. So up here is residential services. You'll see that I have it kind of more developed. And then if we go down over here, this is kind of where I started more of the town portion of it. So just to kind of give you an idea, there's not cars in this town, but there's like bikes and scooters, and the road is more of an idea of a walking path for people to use as kind of their mode of transportation. So that's kind of the idea that I'm going for with this, especially because of the fact that we have all the cobblestone in here. That'd be really hard on a car. So you can only walk through if they're home. When I do the final tour of this island, I will show people what each of these villager homes looks like on the interior, but just to kind of give you an idea of like what I'm thinking in my brainstorming, things like that. Which villager home? Or which ones are not in the... I know, I wish you could too, or have the option of like calling the villager and being like, hey, can I come visit your home? Because you know, they randomly come to our house, or they ask to come over and see our house. So why can't we do the same thing with them? Like if they're out there wandering around and they give you the options of like, do you want a gift? Give them a gift. Do you want to chat with them, or never mind, maybe say, hey, can I see your house? That would be actually a really cool idea. It's just gives an opportunity for people to go in and check out villager homes even when they're not there. So that's an idea. But yeah, this is supposed to be a walking path. This brings us back to residential services over here. And then this is kind of a little bit of a highway in a way. So just kind of a turnaround here. I got inspiration from Horrible Gaming. If you guys haven't checked her out, you definitely should. She is an amazing creator for Animal Crossing. She creates these amazing highways, and this inspiration I got from several of her builds that she's done. So if you guys are struggling with your roads and not sure how to do them, she has a tutorial video out there for you to check out. I absolutely love those videos that she creates, so definitely check her out. If you're also seeking inspiration as well, Donna, you definitely are an inspiration for me as well as Peppy. So you guys are amazing when it comes to your content. And of course, Matilda, you are amazing at your content as well. So you guys have all been inspirational for me, especially when it comes to these more developed and city type builds, because like I mentioned before, I struggle with city. I really struggle with city core, and you guys are fantastic at it. So thank you for all the inspiration you guys put out there. But there's going to be an access point on either side of residential services that's going to come up to this side, and then this is going to be a walking bridge where there's going to be a highway that goes underneath it, and then back behind is going to be some villager homes. That some of them are going to be businesses, some of them are just going to be homes. Again, toss up on which one it's going to be, but again, just kind of giving you guys ideas of what I'm thinking with these builds. Now, obviously, things can change as I'm developing and as I'm running out of room. So this is going to be a very interesting build. But on either side here, I'm going to have Nook's Cranny right here. I need to develop this a little bit more. And then on the other side is going to be Able Sisters, so fairly close to residential services. And then there'll be stairs that go up and down for either side, and then when you go across the bridge, the next point of access is going to be on either side of the developed area. So again, that's the plan. So we'll see if the plan remains like that or not. So oh my goodness, another great oh my goodness, Matilda. I really try with my content. I definitely want to put stuff out there that help you guys, that show you guys that this is all fun. This is a great game to have fun with, and I tried my best to be inspirational to all of you. So like the turnaround, like the leaf, yes. So that was one of the things that I really wanted with this. I went back and forth on this code, this main road code. I knew I wanted it to be cobblestone, but I also wanted it to be partnered with another code for for like the sidewalks and stuff like that. Even though this main area is technically the walking path, I still wanted that in partnership, and I went through a lot of codes, a lot. So this has been an adventure, but I really do like how this is turning out. I like how it's matching with everything, especially when you look at this build that we have going on right here. I love how it all kind of brings it all together. So this code is really cool. I'll try to remember at the end of the stream to post in the comments this code in case anybody wants to use it, so that way you guys can find it yourselves. So oh, thank you. So we're gonna start off with this little cafe. I have some ideas on how I want to do this, so let's go ahead and get started with building. Code hunting is fun. So my island isn't open for visitors yet. Right now, it's just in development. I'll open up the dream address later on for people to check out when it's all said and done. I do have other islands that are open right now, so if you wanted to check them out, you definitely can. I have a Skycore island, which is called Epra. The dream address you can find on my Instagram, or you can find the island tour on my channel as well. Noel is my Christmas themed island, and then I have Esperanza, that is my Arctic island. You can check that one out. That one's kind of inspired by Antarctica a little bit, and then the latest island that I released the dream address was Hobbiton. Had to think there for a second. So Hobbiton, I just recently created and then restarted my island to be Salem, but I will let you guys know when the dream address is open for this one. My goal is to try to get this island done at least a week before Halloween, so you guys can check it out leading up the week to Halloween. So that's the goal. I have a lot of plans for this island, so this is going to be really an interesting development. But thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Your support means so much to me. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love interacting with you guys. You guys are my inspiration when it comes, and my motivation for doing these types of videos and stuff. So thank you so much. So let's go ahead and start working on this build. Where'd it go? So like I said, I have an idea for this one. It's kind of inspired off of another build that I did on, which build was that? Noel. There we go. My Christmas one, and as the bakery. So I'm looking at something very similar to that. Of course. I kind of mapped it out just a little bit beforehand because I wasn't sure how this was all gonna go in terms of what I needed to do for these layouts and stuff. So you'll notice I have a little bit of a plan going on. But I did realize I forgot to grab one item. Code hunting is fun. Oh my goodness. It is fun until you find a code that you really want, and or you find a pattern that you really want, and there's no code. I have run into that I don't know how many times when starting off my islands, because I try to gather up the codes as soon as possible. As soon as I'm able to start saving codes, I start doing that. You'll notice I have a lot of castle items. So, but yeah, when I tried to find those items or try to find those codes, it's always the same thing where I always run into something that I really love, and I can't for the life of me find the code. So then I turn to my detective friend, Matilda, and she gets them for me. I don't know how you do it, girl. I really don't. You just all of a sudden find them, and I'm like, what? How does this this work? Let's see. Let's see if I want to do that side or if I want to just... Don't mind me as I'm barricading myself in. Whose house is this? So this is Kiki's house. So she will have she'll be the cafe owner. I do kind of want to leave a little bit of room for, let's see if this will be better. So I do want to place some items down. I wish I could push that back further. So she'll have, when I get to the point of Happy Home Paradise where I'm able to modify the villager homes, I'll have that roof be black. I do like the combination, that combination. Partition, let's see. I 100% agree with that. I wish I enjoyed creating codes as well. I did, a long time ago, I did create the robes for the Hogwarts houses and stuff like that. That was work. And I love the idea of being able to create the codes. I think it would be super fun to do. I don't know, there's just something about it that I struggle with it. I really do. And I wish I enjoyed doing it more because I think that I would create so many amazing codes. I would have so much fun with it, but I just don't, and I don't understand why. But yeah, there's been times where I'm like, I want to do this custom code for something, and I'm just not able to do that because of the fact that I just not a strength of mine. So I wish I did too. So you're not alone. Yes, very, very time consuming to do the custom codes. Oh my goodness. I just can't. Oh my goodness. I can't. That's awesome that you made the codes. I've considered making them, especially for this build because of the fact that I've not necessarily found everything that I've wanted to use, but I just haven't pulled the trigger, or I found something that's close enough that I'm like, you know what, that works. And partly because of the fact that I have some amazing ideas for this island and want to be able to incorporate those ideas as much as I possibly can. So I don't know if I would necessarily have time to be able to create all those codes that I wanted to create. No, I want to do the other one. this the one? Yes. Let's see if we bring this one back. Oh, so another plan of mine is that over here is going to be where the museum is going to be set up. My thought process is using the museum as kind of like a historic center for the town of Salem, because there is a lot of history that is in the real life Salem due to the witch trials and everything that that town went through with those trials. And so that's kind of my idea with this town, is to pull a lot of inspiration but have my own personal twist to it as well. So I would have the museum up here somewhere, still working out the details. I want it to have kind of this kind of like simple but grand entrance to it, so using hedges and things like that to make it look kind of like there's this little garden in front of it and stuff. So still trying to figure out how I want that all to work and be laid out, but just kind of the idea that I'm going for with that. Am I not able to push that in? I guess not. Okay. I wonder if it'd just be better if I just... Yeah, so Golden, you can always upload them, and then they would just have your specific code and stuff, so that's always an option. I wonder if that'd look good over here. Actually, no, I know it would look good over there. I haven't actually uploaded them. I'm trying to remember who's done a tutorial on that. Because I know I saw a tutorial on YouTube one time on how to upload codes, but I'm blanking on who had it. Yeah, I would agree. 'Cause then you, going off of the comment of having a picture of the item in your pocket instead of just the little leaf, that would make things a lot easier, to say the least. So then I'm not like constantly going back and forth or wondering which one I'm pulling out and stuff. So that would make things 10 times easier, but... Where is this item that I want? Is it up here? Yes, I bypassed it. Then... So just a little, like, spot to sit outside. Now, where did it go? There it is. I'm gonna get myself stuck here, guys. Actually, don't worry, guys, I see it. Just maybe a few wheat fields. Just not as many as Hobbiton. Oh my goodness, there were so many wheat fields on Hobbiton. It was crazy. And then of course, like I love the wheat fields. I think they're so fun. But when you get to a point where it's just like, there's so many wheat fields. It's just like, oh my goodness. So yes, there will be wheat fields. Admit it, Matilda, you just want me to run through the wheat fields and go, wee! I swear, that's why you secretly put wheat fields on your islands. Is just so that way when I come tour your island, I will do that. I got you. Oh, jeez. I'm glad you guys all like it. I don't know what really started it. I just was being goofy. Really is what it was. And then I just was like, oh, I just want to do this. Because you can't really do that with the flowers. Because if you do that, you break them. So it's just kind of a fun experience there. Okay, where's the other one? I go to all that work just to turn around and end up changing it again. This is why I struggle with City Core so much, is because of the fact that I sit here and I just like overthink it, and then I try to make everything work that I want to make work in such tiny areas. No, don't sit down. Gosh. Let's see if that looks better. What do you mean there's no room? Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. You can never have enough wheat fields. Oh my goodness. If you haven't checked out Hobbiton, you need to. There are a ton of wheat fields there. Tons. I had to go to so many treasure islands just to find them, and then, of course, purchase wheat fields every single day just to have enough on this island. And even then, it still wasn't enough. It felt like it was just like wheat fields everywhere, everywhere. Like you couldn't walk 2 spaces without there being a wheat field in your frame somewhere. And it wasn't just one, it was like 10. Okay. I need to start getting more like little items, miscellaneous items now as I'm doing these builds and figuring out what I need to do with them. So we could do the coffee grinder, espresso machine. I don't have the bag of coffee yet. But I could put this in for now. I was golden during Hobbiton. I was seeing wheat fields in my sleep. It was crazy. Just crazy. This item. I thought I was going crazy with how many wheat fields I was seeing. Okay, so I think for now the little cafe is done. I'll put more out here, like I'm gonna grab, ooh, I wonder if I have a menu thing on here, or a special thing. Because I could put that out here. I might put like another trash can or something right here, maybe like a little mailbox or something. Let me see if I have those before we call it quits. And I don't know what I'm gonna do to cover the back of this build yet. If I'm just gonna terraform behind it or not, I'm not sure yet. And then maybe I'll put terraforming and then hedges or something behind it. I don't know. It's always awkward doing the back of buildings because you don't see them, but yet from the wrong camera angle you can see them and they look incomplete. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Oh, thank you. I'm trying to go with black, like kind of like an iron, a black iron and dark wood kind of feel to this island, with pops of like the oranges and the fall colors and things like that. So that's kind of what I'm going for when it comes to the coloration of everything. do have one. Maybe some trash bags. And then do I have the menu? Ooh, I could also do a phone booth somewhere. I want to see a bunch of like castle items in my dreams after this build. That's gonna be my next thing. I thought I grabbed one. Did I not? Oh, there it is. Actually, I'm thinking about it. Oh, thanks, guys. Like I said, I've been going back and forth on the color palettes of everything, debating on whether the post office will be white. It'll be one of the few white buildings on this build, or if the laundromat will be white. Kind of going back and forth on that one. I want to put something here, but I don't want to necessarily block the view of that. Though we're gonna play for a second. Phone box. Just seeing how this all kind of plays out here. What if... That actually doesn't look too bad. Because then it's not really blocking anything. And then I could put another trash bin here with the trash. But let me, before I forget about it, let me go customize that item real quick. Maybe put a bike. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Let me see if I have one. Pretty sure I have a menu in here. I thought I did. If not, I can just do the... I'll just do the cafe one. I thought I had a menu code in here, but I guess I didn't. Or I probably wrote over it. Trying to make room for all the codes that I want to use. We need more code slots. That's plain and simple. 200 just isn't enough, especially if you're trying to do several paths and stuff to make it kind of stand out a little bit. Alright, let me go see if I have a bike. I'm pretty sure I do. There's a wheelchair, I could do that. I will have a hospital, though. So that will be on here. And, one of the ones, if you guys want to help me out with codes, one of the ideas that I have is for a blood bank. And that will be run by a vampire. So, if you guys have any ideas for codes with that, or know where I could find some codes, feel free to share those with me, because I definitely am struggling with finding those. How did you have 15 slots left? I don't believe it. I don't. Nope. Nope. I don't believe it. There's no way. There's physically no way you could have 15 slots left. Just no. Nope. I refuse. Just, it's impossible. Literally impossible. I am actually really liking how this is turning out right now. I'm surprising myself right now, guys. This is turning out very, very well. And then maybe this side. Ah! Don't mind me as I dig up my codes. Yes, I will need photographic evidence of this, because there's no way. There's physically no way that's possible. Just no. Nope. I refuse to believe it. Actually. Ah. I don't know if you can hear it, but one of the villagers just, oh, it was Rosie! Oh, it was Rosie! Made the bike, like rang the bell on the bike. I don't know if you guys could hear that in the background sound or not, but it made me laugh. It's so cute. She's such a cutie. Oh, sorry, honey. I gotta sneak through here. I hate pushing my villagers around. Doing an island with part city, part town, and part natural. Yeah. We need like double the... Yes, agreed. Just because of the, those custom patterns, the paths and stuff like that, they take up so many slots. But at the same time, like, I have a hard time wanting to not use some of those slots because the fact that it just, like, all those slots put together just make an epic code. I actually, for this, this code that I'm using for in town, I don't have all of I don't have all the code items or the code slots. There are maybe 4 that I didn't grab. And it was just like small little detailed ones. Like instead of having the patterns being slightly off, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second, but it would, all the pathing would be squared up, kind of thing. I'll show you here in a second what I mean. And then there was one of them that had like a little star design in the middle of it, and that one I didn't grab because I'm like, knowing me, I wanted to make it as symmetrical as possible, and it would drive me nuts if it wasn't symmetrical. So I was just like, no, I'm not gonna bother with that. There it is. Ooh, I got an idea for back here. I can put... Ha 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 ha. Where are you? What do you mean? Said cookies. Unless I do this. Nope. Not sure how I feel about that yet, but we'll give it a shot for right now. Anyway, coming back over here. Need more stairs. Yes, that would be another thing, because majority of my stairs that I'm going to use are going to be in town. But I will have some hills outside of town as well, so it'll be very interesting how it all kind of comes together. Where'd you go? Steel trap. There we go. Ah. Okay, I really like how this turned out. I had a different vision in mind, but as I was playing around with everything, I like how this turned out a lot better. It's super cute. I might try to get the menu item, but we'll see. I don't know yet. Or I might change, because it seems kind of weird that you have the sign here and then the sign in the window being the same. So I might either change this one to have like the bread custom code on there, or I might go get a menu slot, depending on how many slots I have left over with what I'm envisioning and stuff. So I always have bridges left over, typically just put a couple on my island, but find myself using ladders in places. Yes, so I'm actually planning on using some ladders in this island build, so I'm starting to use them more, and sometimes I prefer them over the ramps and the stairs. Case in point on Epra, I found myself using the ladder more often than the ramp, or in some cases than the ramp. Partly because of the fact that it just made a lot more sense when you had floating islands to use a ladder to go up instead of using a ramp. So it all really depends on what it is you're trying to do and the vibe that you're trying to use. With this one, I'm definitely going to do a combination of the two, so I'm excited about that. I need to go. Okay. Well, it was great having you on the stream with us, Matilda. I love it when you're able to stop by and hang out with us. You have a wonderful dinner with your family, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Jade! I'm so happy you're here. I was hoping you'd be able to stop by today. We're just hanging out, having fun, talking about the fact that we just don't have enough codes in the game. So nothing too crazy. Alright, I'm gonna pick this up so it's not in the way. But yeah, for those just joining, this is my spooky island. So just kind of working on decorating it a little bit and having fun with it. Do I want to put this here, or will it be too much? That's not bad, actually. Because I'm thinking these steel... Wah! No, I don't want to toss something. I'm thinking these steel trash cans I'll use as kind of the... where you put letters for the post office and stuff. Mailboxes, there we go. That's the word I was looking for. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for these ones. But do I want to put it there, or do I want to put it back here? I don't know. I'll just kind of play with that for right now, so. The island tune. Oh my gosh, yes. Peppy knows this. I searched for the perfect island tune, and I'll I'll talk to somebody and have you guys listen to it, but I probably spent about a half an hour finding as many spooky related tunes as I could. And then once I found all the ones that I wanted to use, it took me about 10 to 15 minutes to decide which one I wanted to use. So I do be picky. It's not just my codes that I'm picky with, because if you'll notice, and I'll pull up my codes and I'll show you this as well, but you'll notice they have kind of the same tone to them. They have the same feel to them, the same kind of color palette to them in a way whenever I use my codes, because I like it all to kind of feel inclusive, to all feel like they're from the same universe in the way. So you'll never see me mix something that is kind of like an earthy feel to it. You'll never see me mix something that is like brightly colored kidcore unless it calls for it. But typically I'll try to find maybe not as vibrant or bright colors, but I'll have it be kind of like a tone or a look that kind of matches with what I'm doing on the island. So what was I looking for? Oh, I remember. I gotta go break some rocks. Actually, we'll open this. Ooh, I don't think I have that one yet. Nope. So, first and foremost, let me find somebody to talk to, and then you guys can hear the tone. We'll go say hi to Lucky. Guys, ready for this? It goes do 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 do. I think that's from, is it the Twilight Zone or something like that? I don't remember exactly which one it is. I went back and forth between that one and Sally's song from Halloween Town, or Nightmare Before Christmas, I mean. I thought about Halloween Town, but every single one that I found, the song, like they use parts of the song that just didn't fit right. I don't know. It just kind of seemed weird. And so then I went with Sally's song, or considered Sally's song, because Sally, the part that they used, you may not recognize the song, but it had a very eerie feeling because of the notes that were used. And so I went back and forth between them, but then I was like, I like the do 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 do. Kind of gives you this like little like, okay, what's going on type feel to it. So that was my thought process there. All right, what do we have? Okay, so I'm gonna start working on nooks over here and try to get this going here. I haven't really fully decided if I want to try to hide nooks, like behind some castle items or not. I'm kind of leaning away from not. Just, I don't know why, just probably because the last few times I feel like I've hidden nooks a little bit. And this time I'm just like, you know what? The whole thought, so just to kind of give you guys an idea and a backstory of what's going on here, it was a rundown town. Yes, all of my islands have stories, by the way, so just letting you know this. It's a rundown town, and Nook has come in to try to kind of spruce it up, build it up kind of thing, and turn it into a touristy town. So keeping Abel's and keeping nooks kind of as they are isn't necessarily a bad thing. Plus, they kind of have a color palette that goes a little bit with the autumn theme. Abel's Sister's not as much, but you know, you can kind of dress that one up or down and it can work with it too. So that's kind of like what I was thinking with this. I am going to get rid of some items actually, so that way I can start this next part of the build fresh. So I just need to build up this area here. I have a feeling that tree is gonna have to go bye-bye. And before I do any more, I need to do this marker before I lose it. This is where I kind of want the corner of Nook's to show up. Maybe not necessarily right there, but like I want the edge of Nook's to line up with this square. So it'd either be like a square back or right on top of it. I don't know yet, but that's kind of where I want it to line up. And then Abel Sisters will line up on this side. It's just a little bit shorter area on this side for Abel Sisters because you don't need as much area, but also because where everything kind of lines up on my map, there's a lot more room off to the right than there is to the left. So I'm kind of crunching the right side a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm thinking there. But yeah, let's work on Nooks. You haven't? I mean, I try to for my island tunes and stuff like that. Sometimes I forget. I don't think I did. Did I do for Hobbiton? I don't recall if I did or not. Yeah, I don't know if I did. I can't recall now. I try to, but sometimes I forget. I think on Esperanza, I think I just kind of left it as it was. Mostly because there really wasn't any like Arctic songs, unless you got Christmassy kind of thing. Pretty sure I did for Noel. Epra, I can't remember if I did or not. Epra was so long ago. Epra was a year ago. I was looking back on my videos, and Epra is my most popular island that people have visited or that have watched the tour video for. For those that don't know, Epra is my Skycore island. It's the one where I made it seem like you're walking around on floating islands. Still probably one of my favorite ones. I don't know if I'd ever go back and redo Epra just because of how much I loved it or not, but it's still one of the ones that I kind of compare all my other islands to because I was just so happy with how everything turned out on that one. So, and that one was very challenging because I was big on the views that everybody had. I wanted to make sure that you weren't able to see the beaches to take away from the feeling of being up in the air. So that was the challenge that I had with that one. I do want to do that to give it that bridge. Maybe, let's see. We'll have to see how that all works. You guys remember, is Nooks 5x7? Oh wow, this is gonna take up the whole space. Ah! Which that's fine, if it does. Means I just have to be less worried about decorating. Which maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to leave it as is and not try to cover it up, just because of the lack of space. So I am gonna do at least one more layer because I think I do want to put the hedges behind it at least. Not that far back, seriously. Sometimes my character and I are just not on the same page. Plus, I do have a little bit of room to work with back here, so if I did want to bring it back a little bit, I definitely can, because I plan on having at least something here, I don't know what, and then this will turn into the highway that will split. So it'll split this way to go up a level. So this is one of the ones that I'm going up a level, and then this will then take you back to this overbridge. So, like I said, haven't fully decided on what I'm doing here yet or over here, but I got time to figure it out. It's all good. And then, what was the other thing? Oh, I remembered another thing I was going to show you guys. So, for my coating, you'll notice that the bricks here are like off, like they're not perfectly lined up. There was a part of this code where the bricks did line up perfectly, and I'm not as big a fan of the perfectly lined bricks. Sometimes it works out great. I just am not a fan of that in general. Like this square right here kind of drives me nuts because of how it all lines up perfectly, because it's got the creases of all the bricks right there. So this pattern does have that, and then there is a pattern that has like this little diamond star. It's the same color as the leaves that you could put throughout here, but I was like, I don't need that. I'm going to be probably covering it up anyway. And then I think there was 2 other codes included with this pattern, but I can't remember exactly what they were, because I think in the beginning I was just like, no, I don't need them at all. So I am going to do this though to indicate where. Here, this is probably easier. And then I just use these grates for any corner pieces that kind of match up, that don't necessarily feel like they work or flow right. There it is. Seven by 4. Okay, that's good to know. The view on the back of Epra, that one was a fun build. I knew I wanted to have a view on Epra where you're looking at an island but you can't access it, and I kind of wanted it. Originally the story for that was that was the source of power where all the islands were floating. So that was kind of my thought process, like it was kind of like a goddess shrine or something like that. I pulled a lot of inspiration for that build from Skyward Sword. It is a Legend of Zelda game. At the time that I was building Epra, my husband was playing Skyward Sword and going through that game, and I just thought that game was just absolutely incredible. I love the fact that they were hopping from island to island, and it was the biggest source of inspiration. Now we have Tears of the Kingdom, and those floating islands are just fantastic, like absolutely amazing. If you guys don't know anything about those games, they're kind of like an open world kind of combat style game that includes puzzles that you have to solve to unlock items and tasks and stuff like that, or quests. Very fun game to watch. I am not that type of gamer. I'm definitely a cozy gamer. And I really enjoy watching my husband play these games because I think the graphics are just stunning. Absolutely stunning. Don't have to play it, but if you want to, go on YouTube, just do Tears of the Kingdom cutscenes or walkthroughs or something like that and just kind of watch it, and it just like take in the graphics of this game. It's just absolutely beautiful what they have done with this game. And there's a balloon. Bad balloon. Ha! So yeah, I love that game. I wish I was more of a combat style gamer. I can't do it. Like, I've tried. The closest that I've ever come to any type combat style is Pokemon. Otherwise, I kind of like panic when it comes to like the combat style. So it's just, I can't do it. I just can't. It drives me nuts sometimes because I'm just like, I would love to play this game. I think it looks super, super fun. I'll ride my the horses. I'll do that any day of the week. So that's typically what I do. Yes, yes. So my husband goes back and forth between playing Call of Duty with his friends and Tears of the Kingdom right now. So he's kind of going back and forth on those two. But yes, the graphics are just stunning in that game. The other game that I'm playing right now is Story of Seasons. I did a live stream on it last week on Wednesday, I think it was. Or no, Friday. I did it Friday night. I really do enjoy that game because it's a farm sim game and a game where you mine for materials. What's the other stuff? You care for animals, you forage, you try to find recipes and things like that. Very similar to Animal Crossing. You're just not designing an island. You're taking care of a farm. I grew up playing Harvest Moon. Story of Seasons is a pull from that. I believe the original creators or designers of Harvest Moon, they tried to implement something into the game and the company said no, so they walked away and created Story of Seasons and did that. I don't remember if that's exactly what it is, what they did, but I believe that's a similar story, and so they created Story of Seasons, and I absolutely love the game. Now, the one that just recently came out is Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life, and it is a remake of the game that came out on Nintendo GameCube. Now, I never played it on GameCube. I never had GameCube or anything like that, but I really just enjoy the Harvest Moon series. And if you enjoy Animal Crossing, I always recommend trying it out, see if you enjoy it as well, because it's just a fun game to play. Super fun. It's a different style of cozy gaming, and that's what I really like about it. So, but haven't played more than an hour yet. Too hooked on Sims. I used to play Sims. That was my go-to game growing up. I didn't play the characters. I designed the houses. That was pretty much my extent with the Sims. I played Sims 3 up to Sims 3 almost religiously, and then I got to Sims 4 and started working on houses, but then just never really got hooked into it the way I used to. Um, I don't know if I'll go back yet. I don't get me wrong, I think Sims is a great game, and I've seen some amazing home builds on the Sims games. I think that they are absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite that always pops up in my Pinterest is this cozy little witch cottage, and I think it is just the cutest thing ever. But yeah, I don't know if I'll go back to Sims yet. I'm kind of back and forth on it and whether I want to, because like when you grow up playing Sims, they have the regular game and then you buy all these extensions, and when you've put so much money into it, and then like I got to a point with Sims 3 that I was like, oh yeah, like this is great, this is so much fun, I'm having a blast with it. And then like just as I was getting into it, they released Sims 4, and I felt a little defeated at that point because I just bought everything for Sims 3, and I knew I was a little bit behind the game with The Sims, but I just felt so defeated at that point because I invested all this money into Sims only to turn around and them come out with a brand new game, and I was just like, so I took a break from it. But it is a great game. Don't get me wrong. I think it is a super fun game. Every once in a while, I'll go back and play and just build a house. But yeah, it's been a while, so so many areas and tiers that you could create a whole island based on. Yes, you really could create so many places in Tears of the Kingdom on Animal Crossing. I actually did make a Breath of the Wild map on Animal Crossing before I started doing any type of streaming. Sadly, I didn't save it or anything, but I thought about revisiting that and redesigning that because keep in mind, I did this before the 2.0 update. So I was creating all of this before any of the castle items or anything like that. I made the museum the Hyrule Castle. When you woke up from your dream, I created the residential service area as the shrine that oh my gosh, that Link woke up from. There we go. So I did that, and then I had all these ruins around. And of course, before the ruined items, I had all these stone fences up to make it look like ruins. I created the Gerudo village. I created a spot for the Yiga clan, but it wasn't really accessible. I created an area for, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on their names, but the Rito, is it the Rito village that has all the bird people? And then I had Zoro's domain, mountain, the big mountain. I had it all on my island, and I had characters set up for them too. So again, I did this all before the 2.0 update, and I was very proud of how that turned out. I don't know if I'll revisit it. I've considered it, but there's other themes that I'm more passionate about right now before that one. So maybe if my husband plays it a little bit more, maybe I'll make it a little bit more passionate. So let's see. Combat style games. Yeah. Stardew Valley. Yeah, the Stardew Valley was crazy. So I played Stardew Valley a little bit. Great game. I couldn't get over the graphics. It was a very old school style game with the graphics and stuff like that. And sometimes I'm able to accept it, sometimes I'm not. I'll tell you how picky I am with graphics. I played Pokemon X and Y, and love that game, by the way. That's probably one of my favorite games of all times. The only one that beats it is Pokemon Crystal. I haven't gone back to play Pokemon Crystal because I remember loving that game so much, and I'm afraid that if I go back after experience all the amazing graphics that are now involved in the Pokemon universe, I'm afraid I'm going to learn to hate it. So I haven't gone back to do it. I am very picky with graphics, very, very picky, and it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. But I played Pokemon X and Y, absolutely loved it, and then I played the game, I think it was Diamond and Pearl that came out before that. I got my hands on those games and I couldn't finish them because the graphics were not the same as X and Y. And I knew that they were a generation behind, but I was just like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. And Stardew Valley, I started off really, really liking it. I did. And I still think it's a great, great game. I love it. I just couldn't get over the graphics. It is a beautiful game. Keep in mind, I think it's a great game. It's just like a personal thing for me. I couldn't, after playing, I think it's because of the fact that I played Harvest Moon, like the latest Harvest Moon, right before I started playing that game. And I couldn't do it. But I remember the monsters in the mines, and they would come and get me, and I would just panic. I'd be like, no! So, but no, like, that one is a great game. There's a lot of great games, and there's a lot of games that have a lot of really cute graphics to them. I know June was a huge month for graphics. So, or not graphics, wow, for cozy games. June was a huge month for cozy games. Stop it. There we go. Let me imagine it real quick. Yes. That's the spot. So yeah. And the graphics for Stardew Valley, part of the charm. Yeah, I've had a lot of people say that to me. Like I said, it is a very cute game for what it was, but I think what got me was the fact that I played the latest game and then I went back in graphics, and it just, for me, didn't allow me to appreciate the graphics for what they were. I've seen gameplay of Stardew Valley, and it really is a fun game. I just couldn't, after playing the latest one and then going back, it was hard for me to do that. I think what I need to do is play a game that is very different in the genre. Whether it's like I play Animal Crossing and then I go back, or I play something that is a little bit like I play Pokemon and then I go and play Stardew Valley. I think that's what I need to do, is play something that isn't as closely related to it in graphics or gameplay for me to really appreciate that. And it's like I said, that's my thing. That's me. So if you guys are considering new games, don't let me dictate that in any way, shape, or form, because I would encourage you to play these games 100%. So, and I do think they're fun games. I think they are great. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy playing it. Don't get me wrong. I really did enjoy it. I just had a hard time with the graphics. So I haven't gone back yet. I still do have it though. So maybe one of these times I'll go back and revisit it and just try it again. So, but yes, I look at other people's gameplay of it, and it is part of the charm of it. I will agree with you on that one. Yeah. I mean, I'm able to do this and Story of Seasons because the graphics are just, and what the purpose of the game is, are very, very different. Yeah, they're similar. They're both cozy games, but here I'm designing an island. There I'm building a farm. So it's a little bit, it's different enough in my mind that I don't necessarily need to compare the graphics. And so that's what makes doing Story of Seasons and Animal Crossing at the same time really easy for me. So I know, I'm just weird. I'll admit it, I'll embrace that. I'm okay with being weird. I embrace my weirdness all the time, guys. All the time. Hang on. Where is this? So that one's there. That one's there. Okay. Well, hello, Christina. Thank you for joining the stream today. How are you doing? We're just kind of working on my spooky core island, working on developing the town and stuff. So that's been mostly the focus. I just completed this little cute cafe. So maybe towards the end of it, I'll kind of do maybe towards the end of the stream today, I'll show like a recap of everything that we've done today. So that way people can kind of, that are coming in a little bit later, can see what we've been working on. Oh, really? Pokemon Crystal still holds up? That's awesome. I'm afraid to go back to it. Just because I loved it so much as a kid. I thought it was the coolest thing, the fact that the Pokemon were not only in color, but they moved. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And I'm so afraid of going back to it that that my pickiness will overrule me. And so that's been my fear of going back to that game. I have played other Pokemon games as well. I do have Pokemon Scarlet. I haven't started that one yet because I've just kind of heard that there's been a lot of bugs with it, and I don't want that experience to be ruined. So that's been my hesitation on that one. I did love Arceus, though. That open world concepts, something I have been talking about Pokemon for a really, really long time, even since Crystal. I have always kind of said that the Pokemon world needs to be open, because when you watch the cartoon or the anime of it, it is an open world concept. You are going and exploring things. When you go across a meadow, you are not walking on a path. You are literally running through the meadow. And I've been saying that Pokemon needs to be more open world, because that's literally how the cartoon, that's how the what's the other word? The other one I'm thinking about, the cartoon, the books are set up as that. And I'm like, why have we not done this yet? And so I'm excited that they finally did that for this Pokemon series. The combat was was something I had to work on. Because again, my whole like kind of situation came up with that, and I ended up half the time having to have my husband come and help me. Like, he would be like, you need to try this first, and I would try it, and I would die 15,000 times, and then turn around and be like, here, to him. And he's like, fine, and he would help me with defeating the person, and it just kind of became, that's how we did things, was those two. So yes, obsessed with Star for a time, but then stopped playing when I realized I was married to my in-game husband longer than my real. Oh, that's too funny. That's way too funny. How'd he take that? Oh my goodness, that's just fantastic. Oh yes, have to do a shout out to Peppy with her latest island tour of Carmel. That was an amazing island. Oh, hello. Hang on, guys. Come here. Come here, Lou. Come here. Blue decided to come say hi and join us on the stream. This is my puppy dog. My puppy dog. Sometimes he comes in, but a lot of times he's just like, nah, don't wanna bug ya. But yeah, it's my boy Blue. Yeah, so anyway, Peppy, awesome job on your last island tour. You are an amazing tour guide through these islands. So much fun to watch your videos and stuff like that. That island was incredible, by the way. The fact that it was very food motivated and how everything was put together was just amazing. So kudos to the creator of that island, and kudos to you, Peppy, for touring that incredible island and sharing that with us. That was awesome. Well, it's a good thing that he left before you guys started making all the comments about him being cute, because he knows when people call him cute, and he has a hard time walking through doors. His ego gets big. It's super funny watching him sometimes too, because he will like, oh, 3 years ago, we had these crazy blizzards that came through, and it was like negative 40-degree wind chill kind of thing. It was super cold, and we were worried about our dog getting cold, even though he has the double layer coat and very, very fluffy. We were very concerned about it. So what we ended up doing is I had a sweater from when he was a puppy, and it still fits him when he was younger, like, because there was a part where he was shedding, like it was around the year, like when he was 1 year old or something like that, and it was like perfect timing. It was really cold winter, and he was shedding all of his puppy fur and going into his adult fur, so he looked really patchy, and so I had him wear this sweater to protect his skin during the cold months. Well, I still have that sweater, and I brought it out for this blizzard, and I put it on him, and I have the cutest picture of him just kind of going like this. Like, he is pouting. He's doing the definition of pouting, like legit pouting, and he just looks so cute. And so then I looked at him and I was like, Blue, you look so cute, and instantly stopped pouting and was jumping around like a lunatic. He knows when you're calling him cute. He knows. And his ego just gets super big, and we always jokingly say that he has no ability to walk through doors when people call him cute. So it's really, really funny. He's got a personality, to say the least. But yes. There were times that I really wanted to, so Peppy, going back to your island tour, there were times that I was like, I want something to eat. It's like, oh, that just sounds so good. And then the worst thing happened. I watched that video, then my husband sends me a Snapchat of somebody who took like a loaf of bread, cut it up. I don't know what kind they used or anything like that, but they cut it up into strips, put it into the air fryer, and then brought it out and then did a cinnamon mixture, put that on there, and then basically made handmade cinnamon strips or cinnamon toast strips that apparently are supposed to taste like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I went to my husband and I was like, I'm so mad at you right now because you did this to me. I was really hungry and I was craving cinnamon. I was craving French toast and cinnamon toast. I was like, oh. Because that toast, that French toast stand was absolutely adorable. Absolutely adorable. But yes, I was super hungry as well after that. It was crazy. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do, this is me brainstorming out loud, is I kind of want to do the hedges across the bridge, and then I'll have the city gates or the castle gates be the arches that you would find underneath. I'm gonna have to try to get this to line up perfectly though, but I'll at least start with this. Yes. I found it was found on Snapchat. I wish I could share it with you guys, but it was something like you started it off very similar to French toast, where you cut up the bread, you put it in this milk, egg, and vanilla batter, and then you fry it up, and then you add the cinnamon, and it was cinnamon and something else. It wasn't brown sugar, but it was something that looks like the cinnamon that you would see on a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And, gosh, I'm blanking on what it was now, but that's what they did to make this, and it just looked so good. It looks super good. If I ever find it and I'm able to like bring it over to Instagram, I'll make sure to share it with you. Actually, remember what I wanted to do there. So yeah, like the castle gates being down here. And then I remember. You mean there's no room? Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe not. So what's everyone's current island theme that you have going on for your island? I'm curious to know if everyone is jumping on the bandwagon like I did with a spooky or autumn core type island. So I'm just kind of curious to know what everybody is doing. We're gonna do this for just a pop of color. And then put the bench down. I'll leave this open for right now, because I want to get it to match up with the entrance to... I believe this is where everything lines up, but I just want to make sure if I want to do that, or if I just want to go straight across. I'll have to have nooks in there to know for sure. Then, let's see, we could do... So instead of wheat fields on my island, everywhere on my island, there's going to be hedges everywhere on my island. So I did a horror themed island last year. Ooh, Disney themed. I would love to see that. I toured a Disney island a while ago, and that was super fun. Pretty sure I made everybody's ears bleed because each section I started singing various Disney songs too, depending on which area we were visiting. But I would love to see your take on that. Still on Spring Cottagecore Fairycore blend. Starting to question if I'll ever finish at this point. I hear you. When I get to the point where I'm getting towards the end of my island, I always feel like there's just something more that I need to do. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know what else I need to do. So I just get to the point where I'm just like, like, what more can I do? What? And I ran into that with Hobbiton because I kept feeling like there was more that I needed to do with this island. But I was just like, what more can I really do? It's not a very modern type island. There's not a lot of vintagey, older style items for me to just set out everywhere. And I had it overrunning with weeds, and which I'm sure really drove Jade crazy. I made a section, by the way, Jade, I meant to tell you this. I made a section on Hobbiton that was just full of weeds just for you. So, because she came and visited one time and she was just like, you're weeds. And I was like, idea. So, that was all for you, Jade. But yeah, so that's kind of where I was with that a little bit. So at least one wheat field. Don't worry. So I don't know if you caught this in the beginning or not, but I am doing a city or a town core and countryside. So there will be a section of it that'll be town core, and then there'll be a section of it that's going to be more countryside. And so I will definitely have the wheat fields there, so you don't need to worry about that. I already have a bunch of them in my inventory now to start working on. I'll probably need a lot more at some point, but yes, they will be there. And apparently she says on her latest island, which is a jungle core island, that there are quite a few wheat fields. After I announced everything with my dream address and I did the tours and everything, and I got everything done with Hobbiton, she asked me if she could steal some of the wheat fields. So she came over and she probably did at least like 5 to 10 trips and came and got all my wheat fields. Because it's like, instead of having, I'm all about the recycling. Like, if somebody needs to use these items when I'm done with it, hit me up. I'm okay with sharing them. I'm okay, because they're all gonna go in the void anyway. Once I restart my islands and stuff like that, they're gonna be gone. So if it ever comes to the point where you need some items that I have available, once I'm done with my island, let me know. Doing a jungle core island with ruins from an ancient civilization. Zonai ruins. Oh, nice. I kind of want to do that too. At some point, I want to do a jungle ruin type island, but kind of like Indiana Jones style, where it's a puzzle and you have to try to solve the puzzle to escape the island kind of thing. And so I don't know how that's gonna work yet. So that's part of the reason why I haven't done it yet, but I always thought that would be a really fun thing to do, and I've seen a lot of people doing jungle core right now. It's pretty popular, but that's awesome. I'd love to see your take on it. All those island themes sound awesome. How we all start off with the same basic island and turn them into... Yes, absolutely. That's what I love about this game, is the fact that you can take an island and literally make it your own. Let me imagine. Do I have this set up right? I can't recall. Yeah, I always tell people that these islands are your canvases, and even if we start off with the same items and the same layout and things like that, we all make it our own because we all have our own personal tastes, all of our own personal desires, things like that, and that's what makes this game so much fun, is because even though we have everything the same, every island is going to be different because we see things differently, and it makes this game so magical and so easy to continuously come back to. Even though it's 3 years old, I continuously come back to it because of the fact that it is just an amazing creative outlet for me. So I love it. The ideas people come with. I know, it's fantastic to see what people do. It's awesome. And I pull so much inspiration from everyone. I'm pretty sure every single island that I've visited so far in my island tours, it has given me ideas for something, or it has sparked ideas for something, and that's what makes this game so much fun, is because not everybody thinks of things the same way, and it's fun. It's awesome to see what people come up with. Okay, so I'm gonna do a few last minute things here. I want to place some things around this home real quick. And then we'll just kind of do a recap of everything that we've worked on today. Just to kind of showcase stuff. There we go. There it is. Cross our fingers, it fits. If it fits, it ships. Ha 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 ha. Awesome. So yeah, so this is gonna be my witch herb shop. So this eventually will be Muffy. So Muffy is one of the villagers that I'm going to be pulling into this island, and she's going to own a herb shop as well as do tarot card readings and fortune telling and stuff like that. So that's going to be kind of like this cute little store that people can kind of go in here, but she refuses to model her property off of the development of the town, and so this is where it's going to be kind of this little bit more rugged, little bit more natural part of the in-town section is going to be. I feel like I said that weird. Basically, she's going to keep her property as natural as possible because she needs to grow her herbs and everything that she needs for her business, and so she refuses to update her property to fit the mold of the town. Even though she's in favor of having this town remodeled, she's like, I need to keep it natural for my business. So that's what I'm thinking for her. So So we are getting close to that time, so we'll do a quick recap of everything that we've done today. I do appreciate you guys joining me on these live streams. It makes it so much fun doing these builds and talking with you guys. It's really a highlight. I love it. I have so much fun with it. You guys are truly amazing, so thank you for joining me here. In the beginning, I showed you guys this this entrance, kind of a basic entrance, but gets you in the idea of it going to be a Halloween themed town, more classical, less spooky. The spooky parts are going to be on the outskirts of the town, whereas the town is going to be more of a traditional classic Halloween feel. So what we worked on today was this little cafe. This is Kiki's Cafe. I will remodel the inside to be more of a cafe style for her once I get that opened up on Happy Home Paradise. But yeah, this is kind of what we constructed around her house. My idea for her house is actually to have a black roof, and I haven't decided about the rest of it yet. But we created this, and then there's this little patio section out here as well for people to come out and sit on. Obviously, can't access it, but that's okay. That's one of the things that I'm really trying to push myself for, is designing things that don't always necessarily need to have access to them. So that's my biggest push for this this island development, because I have so many great ideas for this island, but in order to fit them all, I'm not going to be able to have my character be able to access them all, and so I have to remember that as I'm making these developments. So we did, this path was already laid down, but then we moved on up over here and started working on nooks. I will continue to work on this once I get nooks put in here, so that way I have an idea knowing what I'm working with and things like that. So we'll do that, and then the next build that I will work on is going to be Able Sisters. Get that in here, start designing based upon that. So yeah, that was pretty much the biggest things that we accomplished today. Depending on how much time I have, might start working on this as well. Just to kind of give you guys a heads up, it'll probably be a week or 2 weeks before I can do another live stream. My family and I are going on vacation starting next week, and I won't have access to be able to do this. I am going to try to do a few island tours and fill up that time with island tours instead. So I also have quite a few of them that I need to do as well. So I'm a little bit behind on island tours. So that's my goal for this weekend, is to get that taken care of and hopefully get those uploaded and ready to go for you guys for the next 2 weeks. But yeah, just kind of letting you know what's going on with that. I'll still keep working on this because there's a lot of work that I want to do for this island, and there's a lot of ideas that I want to incorporate with this island. I'm not going to tell you everything yet because I want it to be a surprise for when we get closer to the launch of this island, and I want you guys to be really surprised for my plans with this island, but there's a lot of background work that I have to do with this island as well. Just know that I'm stoked for it. I am just really, really excited to start working on everything that is going into this island. So I hope you guys are able to join me for future live streams. I appreciate all of your guys' support. I appreciate you guys joining me on this live stream today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, this concludes today's live stream. As I said, thank you. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate your support. And wherever you guys are in this amazing world, have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep on being inspirational. And until next time, guys. Bye-bye.